Hey guys, thanks for stopping in. Today I'm gonna try to do a saltine cracker toffee recipe. And there's only 4 ingredients: saltine crackers, butter, brown sugar, and chocolate chips. And I saw Laura Vitale do this, and she melted the butter and the sugar on the stove, but I'm gonna see if I can do the whole thing in my toaster oven. So let's get toasting. I've never made this before, but it looked pretty good and it looked pretty easy too. So what you do is you take your soda crackers. I put them on my toaster oven tray and put some parchment paper down so everything won't stick to it. 20 crackers fit on there. Saltine crackers. Actually, we used to call these soda crackers when I was a kid. Does anybody call them that anymore? I don't know. So anyway, and then you take a stick of butter and a half a cup of brown sugar, and I'm gonna melt that. Now, like I said, Laura Vitale did that on the stove, but I'm gonna see if it'll work in the toaster oven. And then after we pour that melted butter and sugar over the crackers, we put the chocolate chips on top. So let's get this in the toaster oven and see if we can melt it that way. I set the oven to bake and turned it all the way up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Now I'm gonna get that in there, and I'm probably gonna have to pull it out and stir it up after a little bit. It's been about 3 minutes and it looks like the butter is getting pretty well melted, so now I better stir this all together. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes and it's all melted, but it's not really blended together. I think it has to cook long enough that it starts bubbling, and then everything kind of blends together. Okay, it's been about 11 minutes and it's bubbling now. And see, that's starting to blend together now. When I first put it in, the sugar was on the bottom of the pan and the butter just floated on top of the sugar. Now it's starting to blend together. That's how you want it. So I think it's been bubbling for, I don't know, 2-3 minutes. I'm gonna let it go maybe another minute and then we'll get it out and we pour it on the crackers. This boiled for probably 3 or 4 minutes, and you can see it's all pretty well blended together now. Now what you do is pour it over the crackers. Still a little bit separated. I might not have boiled it quite long enough. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's see what happens here. I'm supposed to spread this all out and then put the whole thing back in the oven for, I think, 5 or 6 minutes. Still a little bit separated. I might have kind of screwed that up. Oh well, let me see if I can spread it out a little more evenly and then I'll get it back in the oven. I turned the oven down to 325 degrees Fahrenheit, and you're just supposed to go in there for about 5 or 6 minutes now. Okay, it's been 5 or 6 minutes. Let's check on that. Oh wow, that looks pretty good. Now I have to dump the chocolate chips on it, and it'll go back in the oven for another minute or 2 to melt those. Okay, back in there for another minute or so until the chocolate chips melt. Alright, it's been about 1.5 minutes. Let's get that back out of there, and we should be able to spread those chocolate chips out now. Now hopefully these chocolate chips are melted enough that they'll spread. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. Alrighty. Okay, I'm going to finish this up and then we'll let them cool and we will try them out. This little spatula works pretty good for this. Got that chocolate all spread out. And one tip, when I poured the sugar and the butter over the crackers, it seemed like it separated a little bit, and that's because I was shooting the video and I had to set the pan down on the stove and then move my camera and my light and all that stuff, and it separated a little bit. So what you want to do is pour it, when you pull it out of the oven,
just pour it immediately over the crackers. That way it's still bubbling and it won't separate like that. Sometimes when you're doing a video, it's hard to do everything exactly the way you want. Okay, you know what? I have these little Christmas sprinkles, so since it's Christmas time, let's decorate it a little bit here. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now we'll let those cool and we'll give them a taste test. I let this cool in the refrigerator for about an hour and just pulled it out, so let's take a look at it. Look at it, it's all one big old piece. I guess we just break it into pieces like that. Or I guess you could cut it if you wanted to, but I'll just kind of break it up. This toffee turned out excellent. I was kind of worried it might not work out that good in the toaster oven, but it turned out delicious. Toaster oven came through once again. Thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll talk to you next time.